Hey guys, I got something working for the modifier um, mentors only resolver contract. Well, I just thought I'd do a quick video because it'd be easier to explain it in a couple minutes here than uh, do it on Discord. But basically, Ali Raza, your contract was great, so I just kind of took parts and pieces of your contract along with the sample that EAS had on GitHub, and I got a contract going here on Remix that seems to work. Um, that only allows mentors only to make an attestation. So I won't go through all the code, but I'll post this to GitHub, and I have notes for every um, variable and function I thought was worth noting. So I explained out the code, and basically what you can do here is I'll compile this one. So this is the resolver contract. It doesn't. It only is um, configured right now for the Bcamp mentors only. So let me compile that. It compiles fine. I've got an error because I didn't specify license, but we can do that later. Um, let me go ahead and get rid of this one. Okay, and I'm going to deploy it on Remix using my MetaMask. Now there's two arguments in the constructor function. One for the EAS address, and then the other for an array of initial addresses that you want to fill out in that Bcamp mentors whitelist. So let me just have it break down here. So for EAS address, I've been launching this on the Sepolia testnet. So you want to go into the EAS GitHub. I'm on the EAS contracts page. And then you go down here to the Sepolia testnet and you take, these are already, the EAS architecture is already set up and pre-deployed. I think we talked about that before and you guys know that, but I'm just basically taking what's already pre-deployed here and using it in the argument for the constructor function in this contract. And then it can also enter in an array of addresses that I want to say are mentors only addresses. So I'll just go here and do some example addresses. Let me open up some accounts, and I'll just go ahead and say that this address right here is one mentor address. Then I'll also say address number 2 is also a mentors only address. Remix makes you put the quotes here. Okay, I struggled with that at first. You got to put you got to put the quotes around the address and the array when you're putting in an array in Remix. But then I'll go ahead and say transact, confirm. And so the modifier, like it really wasn't working with the modifier for me. I really had to use the framework that they had in their example, and then I combined a lot of the stuff that Ali, had included for mentors only, and then some of my own stuff here. But see how I got this deployed now? Now the owner of the contract can basically call this function, and we can see here the two addresses that I put in. So we could say, okay, here's Richard's address and here's Harold's address. They're both Bcamp mentors. And now the owner of the contract can also, see if I can use this MetaMask. Oh, I can use this one too. Let's say, oh, that's messing with me. Let me go to the other one. So let's say I wanted to add account number 3 to the mentors only address. I think it's going to be important that you're able to continue to remove and add mentor addresses in the contract. So it needs sort of a flexible whitelist, if you will. So let's say I want to add this address to the mentors list. That went through. Okay, now if I do this, you can see I've got another address here when I pressed get all addresses. The owner of the contract can also remove the address. So let's say I don't want that address there anymore. I want to remove that address. You can do that too. And I'm still testing this, so there might be some quirks. But yeah, I'll certainly send it to you guys so you guys can start playing with it too. And now you can see I removed that address and it's no longer in the list. So real quick, just testing the resolver out with the schema. We'll go here. Again, I'm on the Sepolia testnet, and I'm going to go ahead and let me just make sure I'm in my account number 1. Yeah, I'm going to go in my account number 1. Okay, and then I'm just going to create test schema, do apprentice name, and certification name. Like we talked about before, certification name shouldn't be a string, but I'm still looking at that too. Just doing this for an example. So let me go ahead and take my resolver contract address here, put it here. We'll say yes, it's revocable, create the schema. Because I think we should have, like we talked about, different certificate, like a drop down of different certifications you can press and have this resolver only work if you select BCamp, but that's another that'll be a different story when we get to that. But okay, so now let's say I've got this schema made. Let's say I want to attest with this schema. So remember in my resolver contract, only accounts number 1 and number 2 are included in there. So let's say I try to attest with account number 3. Real quick, let me just grab account 4. Okay, so let's say that I'm Teresa, I'm not a mentor, and I'm trying to attest to Alfaci, and let's say BCamp. Remember, I'm coming in, I'm signed in as account 3. So account 3 shouldn't be in there. It ends in AC. AC is not included in there. So we'll do an on-chain, and it doesn't let you go through. But let's say I switch to account number 2. Now account number 2 is in there. That address ends in 6F. 6F we've got right here. Okay, let's see if it lets me make it now. And it does. So again, I'll post this and I'll keep working on it, but that was just so much easier than typing it out. So thanks for listening.